Today I'm speaking to Magdalena, a friend who is escaping the tough Polish winter and enjoying the mild temperatures of Alicante for a few weeks. She's slowly making herself at home in Spain, which almost sounds dull when you realize that, as a tour guide, she has lived and worked in Madeira, Morocco, and Zanzibar. Even if she describes herself as a social butterfly, Magdalena is resilient and determined. She sure knows where she does not want to go and which languages are useful or not. You may also notice a different recording quality today, and it's because we recorded that episode live. Enjoy! Hello and welcome. Today is going to be a bit special because instead of having someone on Zoom to interview, today I'm live with Magdalena. Welcome, Magdalena. Can you say a few words about yourself?
Welcome. It's a pleasure to be your guest. My name is Magdalena. I'm from Poland and I'm traveling a little bit here and there. And I like to eat. I like to explore. I'm like social person. And this is one of the reasons we met with Thomas.
Thank you, Magdalena. And can you please describe where you currently are? Where and why there? Is it home? Is it for traveling?
So I'm not gonna lie. I'm sitting on your sofa because I'm in Alicante. It's just relaxing in a very cozy position, half lying because we had a very cool racket session today. So currently Alicante, somewhere in the center of the city, Spain.
Are you here for vacation? Are you traveling for work here?
No, I'm very lucky to have a remote job that allows me to travel with my laptop, but to the not very expensive places, as I work for a Polish company, I'm not gonna lie. And I just do what my salary allows me to, so I go for Spain, where I can still live some decent level, kinda. So I'm here for just to work remotely. I basically work from my room, from my place. I live in the center of Alicante as well, and I'm here for the second time. Just working remotely here, randomly ended up in this location.
Great. And how is your Spanish now? Is it getting better?
Yes, that's the point. I hope it's better. I'm forcing myself and my Spanish friends to talk to me in Spanish, and that's the key idea. One of the biggest motivation to be here to improve the language, to improve the level. Yeah, I hope it's getting better every day.
I'm sure of that. Do you come from a family of big travelers? Do your parents travel a lot, or are you the first one in the family to go abroad? And
No, it's a very difficult question. The way I'm traveling, like I like to be in few places a little bit longer. They don't do that. They have kind of stable job and they cannot work remotely. But I would like saying that they are not travelers. They have something they have this curiosity of life and exploring new countries. For instance, my mom is now in Indonesia, so yeah, actually this is a family of travelers, and my father is in London. But it's funny because he's not this kind of traveler. It's his first flight since a long time, but he's more like mountain area based. He likes to travel but more locally, when my mom do it more like tropically, and I do something in between plus my own way, because I just grab my laptop, or in my previous jobs I was just like moving for a longer. We're kind of traveler family, but each of us in a different way.
I see.
Sorry, one curious fact: my grandma, she passed away last year, but when in 1969 she went to Brazil from Poland by boat, which was a hardcore experience. So yeah, it can give some answers to why I am like that. Plus, one of my uncles went in 1962 or 3 to Argentina as a missionary. So wow, actually I discovered that fact quite recently. So there is something in our blood that makes us be more adventurous Polish people than usual.
Yeah, Polish people are all over the world, right? I mean, even come on, even today, just when we went to the beach and to seeing those volleyball players, half of the teams were from Poland.
No, I don't agree. Because, I don't know. From my city, I know quite a lot of people, but There is no one traveling like me. Maybe one person is not even my friend, like friend of the friend. But it's not so Polish to travel so much. And if traveling, then more women are traveling. So yeah, today at the beach we met two Polish guys, which was surprising still. But I wouldn't consider Polish people that much traveling. We are not used to that. My generation started to travel because my parents, they were not allowed to travel in the past, in the history, and grandparents as well, not mentioning the war situation. So we don't have it in our blood. Plus Poland used to be very very economically weak country. It still struggles a bit, so travels were not that affordable for us. Yeah, so no, I don't agree. We're not so much spread around the world.
All right, muy bien. Yeah, your grandmother is very impressive. Yeah, 69 she went to Brazil. That which reminds me something that there is a kind of trade-off between our generation because okay, at that time it was quite difficult to travel. It was not that common. However, you could go in a plane basically with you could arrive 15 minutes before the takeoff. You could arrive with 50 baggages and you could get into the plane. Today you have to arrive 3 hours before. They search everything. You have to enter your passport and your details and where you're going and everything. There's a kind of trade-off between a generation now.
More bureaucracy. But in case of my grandma, it was not easy because it was the times when even going to Germany was not allowed. So I know that my grandma knew someone who knew someone, so she gets some special permission to go. So it was not easy. I mean, in terms of flights, it was no flights even the time from Poland. I think it was by boat. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's more bureaucracy nowadays. And when you want to go for like 1 hour flight or 2 hours flight, you spend more time at the airport doing all this legal bureaucracy things like like you mentioned, plus control and so on. But still, it's worth it, even waiting million papers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth it, and also maybe it's all to make us consume more at the airport.
Consume more at the airport. Yes.
Yeah, to buy more perfumes, more cigarettes, more coffees, and more gifts.
Doesn't make sense anymore. Now the prices are even more expensive at the airports. Yeah, I'm not this typical consumer at the airport. I basically just go there and fly. I'm not this kind of person who is like excited about duty free. And yeah, it's always painful for me that the coffee at the airport is like €5 or something. It's like, how cruel is that? At least coffee should be cheaper or something. So no, I'm this kind of person who's arriving always to the airport much earlier, because I prefer to be too early and wait like some kind of loser many hours than be just 1 minute later too late. So yeah, I was really waiting many times in very boring situations, but better safe than sorry.
I see. One question. You brought me from Poland slow pizza?
Soplica.
Did you buy it at the airport?
No.
Where did you buy it?
I bought it in the shop by my house, nearby my house, yes.
Thank you very much. I wanted to take the opportunity to thank you for this nice gift.
Oh, yeah. I hope you like it.
What was your first travel? The one travel which opened your eyes about the world but still remember as your first big experience?
Honestly, I have no idea. I know my first travel, I was like 5 years old, and I was in Berlin with my parents. But I think I didn't have this kind of enlightening moment like, oh, this is the moment. No, I remember that when I was 18 years old, something like that, I already understood that traveling is not enough. That to travel, it's better to go somewhere to stay longer, like a few weeks, or at least to have some favorite coffee place already, or to have some lovely pastry nearby. And I couldn't understand travel like in this regular form, like it's too short. And I remember that this time I had my boyfriend at studies, and I asked him, why don't we go for 1 month somewhere during the summer? Just, let's have the backpack, let's work somewhere for the crappy money just to see how it's, I don't know, Greece or Italy or something. And he was like, no, I don't know, maybe, I don't know if it's a good idea. And I remember I was shocked, like, how come, how not? But why? Is it only me thinking this way? And I remember that from that moment, I started to search for some opportunities to travel in a little bit longer format than usually people do.
So you are more a solo traveler when you travel.
Mm, no, I mean, yes and no. I was traveling quite a lot regarding my previous job. I was a tour guide and representative. But before I was traveling like or to someone or with someone, but like I in my opinion the best company to travel with is one person. It's really good. If you travel with your good friend, it's like the best case scenario. And I saw many weird situations when good friends were not getting along during big trips because the more people you have on board, the more complications you can have. I am quite easygoing, but sometimes people are not. So lesson learned after my one trip with five girls, all of them were fighting, and I was in the middle, and I literally wanted to escape. It was Milan. Oh my God, never again. So the best is one person, or yeah, the one person. It's perfect. I was traveling in different combinations. I was traveling solo with my mother, with my friends, with my boyfriend at the time. So each kind of the travel was good. I was traveling a lot, like lonely, single when I was working, and any form is really nice. Yes.
And what was your favorite travel?
This is a very mean question, and it's impossible to answer that. My favorite travel. Oh my God. I would say I don't know, but it's very bad. Uh, oh my God. This year travel, maybe I really liked Alicante travel, but I was this year as well in Basque country in the north. I really appreciated that. When we speak about new places, one of the most shocking experiences for me was my 3 months in Zanzibar, because it was meaningful. Like I really felt this cultural shock, different weather, different time, different religion. Everything was different, and I was having this surprised face like 2 weeks in a row, wondering so many things about like I was like thinking all the time like where are those people going, because there are like tons of people just walking through the streets, like along the streets, going somewhere, and there are not even villages nearby. I was like, where are they going? Why are they going? With whom are they going? And I was like constantly surprised in Zanzibar. Yeah, it was very meaningful. And it was after this trip, I think that after this trip, it's hard to say. I remember that after being in Zanzibar, I stopped to party in Poland, for instance, because the joy I saw in Zanzibar, the easiness and pure joy of very basic things, it was kind of life changing. I think it was very hard for me to adjust, uh, being back from Zanzibar. And one more thing about this place is that, you know, when you have many travels, many stories, when you close your eyes, they all seem to be a little bit blurred. You have all these memories in a kind of the same shape, right? But when I think about Zanzibar, it's always different. It's more blue, it's more vivid, it's more light. It was very special for all the senses, all the like the flavors, smells. It was super intense and very, very, very good time.
Interesting. And you said you were 3 months in Zanzibar, right?
Yes.
So at what point does the travel stops and the living begins? Because you have also been in Alicante quite a few months. So is it still traveling here, or is it really you're starting to create a home here?
It's something like I always say, it's like trying to see the places, trying to live in the places. It's kind of traveling, because when I'm here, I try to take as much opportunity of the stay as I can. I mean, as soon as I arrived to Alicante last time, I already booked my flight to Basque Country to see more. And I visited all the places nearby Alicante, so it's like exploring. I would say it's like deeper exploring of the places. It's like life and travel in the same moment. I would say it's very hard to say actually, because it feels like kind of living here, but still, yeah. Now it's different. I came back, so it's not exploring like I did the first time, but but it's nice, and I still plan to go for some trips. Being here in Alicante, having this airport so close, and yeah, I have this curiosity of the places.
Mhm. What was your craziest, unlikeliest reason you had to travel?
Oh, I remember when when I was working in this tour company as a guide. I was working 2 summers, two summer contracts in Madeira Island. I really liked this place for many reasons. I was starting to learn Portuguese as well, and it was quite obvious to me that I'm gonna go back there. But in tourism, it's not that easy. You are not contracted where you want to be contracted. You are contracted to where they want to contract you. So, in my case, even though it was the biggest company in Poland, I never knew like when I'm gonna go, where I'm gonna go, and for how long I'm gonna go. And I remember, and my mom is still teasing me about it, and she's like still bullying me. Oh, you remember how much you were crying when they sent you to Morocco? So, me waiting for my contract to Madeira, and I received a contract to Morocco. I remember that I was literally crying 3 days in a row. I was crying, and my mom is saying to me, "Oh, you remember how you were crying? Oh, I don't want to go to this dry and yellow Morocco." I remember I was like that. And I didn't want it to go there. I was calling my bosses, "I don't want to go to this dry Morocco. I want my Madeira and my cliffs and everything so green, blah, blah, blah." But okay, I went to this Morocco, and it was one of the most amazing time of my life. It was like top 3, the best time, like bigger time periods of my life. It was amazing. It was fucking amazing. And my mom, until now, it was like many years ago, she's like, "I remember you're crying about how dry and how ginger yellow boring Morocco is, right?" Yeah, I know. She's like, "Oh, maybe would you like to take it back?" I am like, "Yeah, mom, yeah, I'm taking it back. It was really cool. It was really cool, and I'm gonna I'm gonna be back there soon." It was amazing experience. Morocco is fantastic, and yeah, I was ashamed of myself. Big girl crying 3 days. I was really crying about that, and then Madeiras after Morocco, because I went back to Madeira once. Madeira seemed so boring after this Morocco time. Oh my god, so pathetically boring. Morocco was really fascinating in any terms, in any shape.
What drives you to a particular place? Landscape, nature, people? What is the first criteria you have when you look at a map and you want to travel?
Nature, folklore, exotic vibes. I'm not attracted to modern places. I used to like them. Now I changed. For instance, I never wanted to go to Madrid. I'm very sorry for that. It's probably a little bit embarrassing, but I'm more into like natural places, landscapes. Yeah, a little bit different culture. Now I'm like very much fascinated about going to Balkan countries. Balkan. I never know how to pronounce it.
Balkans, yeah.
Please cut it and Balkans. Because I've never been there properly. I was just visiting Croatia twice, and that's it. But I want to explore more. So definitely not anymore that much for architecture. And if architecture, I like this like older architecture, which really give you the ghost of the history and the spirit of the old times. So modern cities, not really.
You're not going to Dubai anytime soon.
Oh no, I would like. I very don't want to go there. I remember I was applying once to work as a stewardess in Fly Emirates, which is like second best in the world. And I remember that I was passing one step after another, like levels. And then I remember I looked at myself and at the other girls, and I thought like, I will not travel properly. They will just send me somewhere for 1 or 2 days. I will constantly deal with jet lag, and I will be based in Dubai, where the biggest attractions are like modern buildings, and the worst option ever, like big markets, like big shopping center. I hate shopping centers. So when people are excited that, oh, there is a shopping center where you can make some ski even, I'm like, I want to escape and die, you know? So I said to myself, no, 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 no more. No, no Dubai, no flight attendant, no thank you, bye. And I don't even have Dubai in my top 1,000 places to see. No, no, not existing there. Mm-mm.
Fine, no Dubai.
Yeah, it was a little bit the speech of hate. I know it sounds very negative, but this is it. I don't like this modern stuff. Maybe for one day.
On the way to Australia or something.
Yeah, like it would be nice, like a longer stop would be cool, yes.
And how do you make interaction with people?
Of course, people makes the travels. Interactions, it's a very difficult question. This year, I discovered this meetup application, which I had no idea about. It's like an application that shows you the events nearby. You choose what you want. You have the description, where to go, what to experience, the people. You can see who's gonna go there, and so on and so forth. So this really made me meet a few people. Before it really depended. I met when I was in Madeira. It was super lonely stay. Even though I'm very social, I consider myself as a social butterfly. But Madeira was very weird. It's very interesting about the countries, and each country has different vibe and different people, different society. I was using Tinder as well to meet people. How bad it sounds, but like really when I remember it started in Tenerife. I was in the north when it was like no people, and I really wanted to meet some people. And I remember that I was like, oh, okay, I will open this weird application. And I met so many cool people in Tinder. Oh my God. But I always say it's like a tool. It's up to you how you're going to use it. So all good experience. And of course, before Tinder, because I'm old school in terms of meeting people, couch surfing, which was great way to meet people, stay in some people's places and spend some time with them. But because in Tenerife, this couch surfing was like not existing, not active, or very like slowly working, it was like no people there, kinda. That's why I switched for Tinder. And of course, like normal different events, I go to the people, I go to the places, I try to chat, I try to socialize, and my key rule is to talk the language. If you don't know the language, at least say a few words. But it's nice to show the respect for the local people, no matter how shitty you are with the languages. Try talking. There are some people, expats living abroad many years in some countries, and they don't even know how to pronounce properly the place where they're living. Like, oh, I live in Torrevieja. Like, oh my God, I'm literally crying when I hear it. I'm a little bit strict in terms of linguistic laziness of the people, and I don't understand how people can be so ignorant. But it's really nice and it's really respectful. If you go to the place and you see that you put some effort, it's different. It's really open more door. It's very helpful.
Yeah, that reminds me as well. Last time I went to Poland, in Krakow, I went to some couchsurfing events, and I met a lot of digital nomads who had spent a couple of years in Krakow and who couldn't speak any Polish.
Okay, let's be honest. Polish is not the best idea to learn. Okay, but when people say, okay, now I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite, because when people tell me that they're learning Polish, I'm like, but man, why? It's useless. Just put some effort in different language. I mean, of course it's nice, like respectful, but if you gonna, I don't know, live here, you have a wife in Poland or family, it makes sense. But just for this basic stuff, Polish is important. But I think Polish is like one of the 10 most difficult languages in the world. So I really would understand and accept ignorance in terms of Polish, when Spanish, for instance, is one of the easiest languages to learn in terms of basics, like this very first steps. It's easy. And it's more about expats living in Portugal or Spain, not knowing like a word.
However, I have to disagree, because I lived in Czech Republic, and even if Czech is not that common and useful, it opened me the doors to many other Slavic language, because there's so many common points between Czech and Polish, and with also ex-Yugoslavia countries. It helped me a lot when I was traveling to Croatia or to Bulgaria as well, because I could decipher some words and some sentences, and I was very proud of myself. So yeah, it's very localized, all these Slavic languages, but sometimes it can be useful.
If you would use Czech language in Poland, people will cry laughing, because I don't know if you are aware that Polish sounds ridiculous for Czech and Czech sounds super ridiculous for Polish, and we have so many jokes about that. And I'm happy for you, Thomas, that it helps you. But to be honest, when I hear Russian, Ukrainian, Czech, or Slovakian, I cannot understand it. It's like some people say, yeah, there are similar languages, but maybe I'm somehow limited, but I really don't understand these languages. And I need to like close my eyes and like focus myself like fully and maybe understand like 20%. But it's not so obvious. Plus, Czech language is super funny because it's very difficult to explain to someone who is not Polish the ridiculousness of the Czech language. So it sounds for the Polish people that Czech language is some kind of combination of the most ridiculous synonyms of the Polish words, and it sounds very, very, very funny, and we like to listen to Czech people, and it's really never-ending fun, And sometimes, how is in Czech this? Oh my God, ha! This is so funny. Really, 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 really ridiculous language for us.
Great. So after Dubai, you make fun of Czech Republic now. Very good.
Yes, exactly. I like to tease a little bit. I like to make some fun. I make fun of my own country as well. So I'm just my ideas about some places.
All right, let's find some other country to offend. How much do you prepare before a trip? How much space do you let for improvisation?
In terms of packing my bag, I'm very, very qualified, I would say. It's like around 1.5 hours. Plus, of course, I think about what I'm gonna take with me because I'm more like this. I always try to travel like the person who's gonna change the place and live there. I'm a woman. I like to dress well, so I don't only take the mountain shoes and backpack and sausages to go to explore another continent. No, I like to have my things. I like to dress well, to feel good. So I usually pack myself for the 10-kilo luggage only. It's very short. It's very small luggage for a woman for 1 month. Now I came to Alicante with the 10-kilo luggage for 2 months. And because I try to be minimalistic person, I try to be the minimalist. I avoid buying useless clutter, and I can't carry heavy stuff because I had some hernia from the sport, and I need to be more. I can't carry, and this is maybe an excuse, but it's good because 10 kilo I took with me, and I have so many things there. I don't know. It feels like it's like some Pandora box. I have like million dresses, 3 pairs of shoes, jacket, this and that, like a lot of stuff, and just 10 kilo. When my another grandma, not the Brazilian grandma, the grandma another one, the Eva, she's so funny because when she's visiting me, it's just a city 100 kilometers. She's packing her luggage 1 month before, and she always so anxious about packing. And I'm like, oh my God, like Granny, you don't go to Siberia. We have shops. If you will need something, we can buy, blah, blah, blah. But she's like, oh, I'm so stressed. I'm already planning what to take to your city. I'm like, no. And then when she's hearing the way I am packing my stuff, she is like anxious just from the fact of listening of how fast and how, skilled I am. Skilled, I have experience, more or less, yes.
Mm. Is there something which is always in your luggage when traveling? Something which you can do without and saved your life, something like this?
My thyroid pills, which I should have with me. Your teeth brush, always, and a small toothpaste as a key thing, a bottle of water. Even though I'm not thirsty, I need to have it to feel, mental comfort. Probably headphones. Yeah, more or less. Of course, phone. Unfortunately, unfortunately, I mean, it would be nice to be more analog, but yeah, more or less like this. It always feel like no, I don't need any. And the charger, of course, I don't know, no need anything, but some like mascara, some girly stuff as well. Yeah, it is what it is. It's true.
It is what it is.
Yes, es lo que hay. Sorry, it was my Spanish Tourette syndrome.
So you were mentioning a meetup, and you were also mentioning couchsurfing. Did you use couchsurfing only for traveling, or did you host people as well?
I couldn't host people in my place as I was working and living in a hotel. I was like not allowed to host people, and I even wouldn't lie because it was my hotel was like my office, my house, my bedroom, and everything. But I was offering my company, so I was showing around to many people in Madeira. I was like literally picking them up from the airport or some places, and I was showing them around the island, which I think was cool. We were hiking together, having picnics, some events. It was very nice. And this was the only way to do that, and it was very nice. I met really cool people like that in Madeira.
What skills or energy have travels brought into your life? Did you learn something on the way during your travels? Did you study something?
First of all, I learned a lot about culture and history of many places because it was I was obliged to do that, and it was great. I was guiding, not only like representative, I was guiding in Zanzibar, Morocco, Madeira. I really loved that. And I learned languages. I would say that I improved my English. I learned Portuguese and improved my Spanish. Yeah, every travel is learning a lot of things. It's a very big topic. I think that yes, we are learning a lot of stuff, even from the living in a place when not wanting, like not willingly. Sin querer. ¿Cómo es sin querer en español, en English?
Without willing?
Sí. Even if without willing to meet the culture and the place, if you just live in the place, you see, the new cuisine, different dishes. This is the process of learning as well. And yesterday I was learning to dance salsa, for instance. I was always wanted to go, but I asked you, Thomas, are you going with me? And you said no. I was very disappointed. Why didn't you want to dance salsa with me?
I tried so many times salsa, and I discovered it was really not worth my time.
Why?
I don't know. I just the rhythm, which doesn't suit me.
Which rhythm suits you then? Sorry, I'm very curious now.
I tried tango in Granada.
Delta tango.
I tried tango in Granada, and that was more to my taste or to my abilities.
Okay, then I assume that you are more dramatic, Thomas.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, and let's not forget that also your beach racket game is improving enormously in Alicante.
Oh, you're very vulgar. Beach rackets. I'm sorry.
Beach racket.
I know.
Your beach racket. Oh, fuck.
So yes, my beach rackets are amazing, and this is one of the best things in the world, I think, in terms of like a beach life. This is good for the body and good for the brain and good for the eyes. We were really a badasses today at the beach. We really rocked this.
Yeah, people were taking pictures of us and videos of us.
Yeah, this is true. Today the guy was filming us. It was a bit creepy.
Little bit.
Yeah, but we are very, very. It's very pro. I think it's great. It's a great way to spend free time. Maybe just to explain what are the beach rackets. It's something like paddleboard, but for the children who are bored at the beach. So you just literally have 2 plastic rackets, and like the worst ball. Like even the people who have the dogs, they have better ball for their dogs than for this game. And you just ping pong, that's it. No net, nothing, just playing. And it's so cool. It's like socializing. It's so much fun, and it's a little bit addictive. Really cool.
But you're not the type to to stay on the beach without doing nothing and just tanning, right?
I used to, and I still don't understand how could I do that. I remember when I was living a little bit in Barcelona, I remember I was eating pipas, this sunflower seeds, and I was like eating pipas and chilling on the beach. And it's even funnier because pipa is very bad word in Polish. So speaking that, I was eating pipa, it's very bad, which was making the situation even more ridiculous. Just I like this language curiosity, so Polish people will know what is the joke about. Trust me, it's bad.
All right. So next, you are going to Morocco. Well, that's one of your travel for this year. And apart from Morocco, apart from Madeira, what is your dream destination?
There is no place like that. I don't have a list. I am really a big fan of Europe. And it's like the world seems to be so fascinating. There are so many places I would love to see. I would love to see Latin America. But this is so huge. I wouldn't know when to start. I should have to quit my job to see it properly, or I don't know. It's very overwhelming in a good way, in a bad way as well. Of course, I would love to see Indonesia and here and there, but I just wouldn't like to go for the typical travel, like for a few days. So I don't know. I really like Europe, and for instance, I would love to see Northern Lights in Scandinavia or in Ireland. I would like to go to Azores, to Azores, yes, Azores Islands, to make some hiking, to explore some island life, to see the diversity of the islands. I would really like to go as well to the Balkans. I mentioned I'm really curious about that. Faroe Islands. I like these weird places as well, not so much explored. I like cities and places out of the touristic season. This is so much to see, oh my god. But for instance, it's easier for me to say which places I'm not interested about to go. Like, I'm not dreaming about going to United States. I know this is one of the biggest dreams of many people, but for me it was never it was never my dream. I'm more into, I would say, more authentic places. I'm sorry for the Americans that can feel offended, but for instance, the history of different places, it's more interesting for me. It's more authentic. I would feel this way. Maybe I don't know if it's proper that I'm feeling. I sound like a travel hater, but it's just to say that it's not only where I want to go. I just have a few places excluded for now, like Dubai, right? You already established that, and United States, not really. Like now.
Is it because we are saturated by American culture all the time on TV show, TV series, movies? It's like we know the place just by watching all of this, by watching Netflix, and it feels like it would be just redundant.
Honestly, I think that other places have so much more to offer in terms of the history. I know that the beauty and the nature in America is stunning, but it's the same problem with me in America. It's like the size of it, the number of states, and the oh my god, diversification of this continent is mind-blowing, and I wouldn't know where to start. Surely not New York, because it's too modern, right? We already know something more old school. But no, I don't know. I was never excited about American culture. No, okay. Not really. Even though I have family in United States, I never even felt like I was never fascinated about it. I'm more fascinated about Arabic countries, about something like that.
We are arriving at the end of our interview. Do you have anything to add? Something about traveling? Something you would like to say?
If I have anything to say, I think that any money, we should never regret even 1 cent spent on traveling. Money spent on traveling, it's it's the best investment. So never postpone your plans for later, because we never know what's going to happen. We live in very uncertain times. We should really appreciate the world. And I always say that we owe the God to see the world he created. We really owe it to him to see how beautiful the world is, how amazing people are, how different cultures we are living in. We should appreciate how fortunate we are, in my case, as a European people. Even though I'm from Poland, I complain sometimes about Polish situation, but traveling is eye-opening, is like jaw-dropping. So travel, explore, meet people, eat, and fall in love, make amazing stories, make many pictures. Don't bring souvenirs, just pictures, and never postpone this for later. And just, it makes you feel more alive.
Thank you very much.
I see, Thomas, that the tear is rolling down on your face.
I'm tearing up right now.
Yes, I know. Yes, me too, very much.
Thank you very much, Magdalena. That was really great. And see you on the beach to play some racket game.
Yeah, and maybe one day in salsa or tango, delta tango.
Well, we have to find a meetup event about that.
Yes, surely let's do that. Or in different country, you never know.
You never know. All right. Last questions.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, bees. For the bees. Yes?
If you have any friend or acquaintance you would like to nominate for this interview, who would that be?
Oh my God. This is so difficult. Do I need to answer now? Wait. Maybe it would be Asma. I don't know if she will agree for the meeting, for the interview, because she's not as easy as me, like, I can talk hours. She deserves more care, so you must be very nice to her so she can agree for the interview. But it can be very interesting. She's one of the most impressive women I met.
Who is she? Can you describe her?
She's the smart, very, very funny and very adorable Moroccan woman. Very smart, very independent, very reliable, and very inspiring.
After hearing this, I'm sure she will agree.
Yeah, I think so. But make sure that you will prepare her a very nice Moroccan tea.
All right. Thank you very much, Magdalena.
Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
How do you say in Polish?
Dziękóweczka, mordeczko. No, it was a slang, but dziękuję. Dziękuję is very formal. Dziękuję bardzo.
Thank you very much, Magdalena, for her answers and her time. I hope you liked it. Feel free to share, comment, follow, and see you in the next episode.